What is up? We're back live for episode 14 of the Simply Racing Show podcast. Joining me here today, Ethan Burrell, of course, right there, the man, or right there, the man in his pink shirt. He's not ashamed of it at all.
RC Anderson, man. Can't really see it.
RC Anderson, huh?
RC shirt.
That's back when he was good enough. He hasn't won in a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Well, we're excited, folks. We got a lot to go over today. We've got the Talladega race for the Cup Series A elimination race. Some drivers were able to get in. Some drivers were able to get out. Some people wrecked. And some people won. One person won. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at our gauntlet runner. Just so happens to be an important race driver in the race on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. So important driver for that. And then we're going to have a little short segment where we're going to take a look at the Indy 500. I know Indy cars on a stock car podcast that does and a host that doesn't really care too much about any car. Yeah, we're going to actually look at it because it was a good finish and it was actually entertaining to watch. And then, we're going to take a look at our picks for next week at Las Vegas, the next round of the playoff. And throughout, we're going to criticize a lot of people, put blame to a lot of wrecks on a lot of people. Ethan is going to cry a little bit longer about his loss on Wednesday night. And then we're going to take a look at the marbles race and determine who's going to be the unlucky person to win the marbles race. It's back to being unlucky again. You'll see why here in a minute. But before we start on all that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the finishes throughout the week in the Elite Series throughout the races, except for the IndyCar, because I don't think it got time to put on there. But we're going to go ahead and do that first.
White flag is in the air. This race will end on the green flag conditions. They're side by side for the lead.
Tate Lytle trying to play spoiler. The one guy in this battle that's not in the playoff hunt. He's on the inside of Jeff Green as they make their way through 1 and 2. Here comes Jesse Racimos on the outside. They're going to be 3 wide down the backstretch for the lead here at Chicagoland. Who is it going to be? Jesse Racimos on the outside. Jeff Green to middle. Tate Lytle on the inside. Chase Cavery, Dustin Dewar all tucked in as well. Tate Lytle with the run through 3 and 4. He's got to pull in front of Jeff Green to the line. It is going to be Tate Lytle in the 56, winning here at Chicagoland.
It's Nick Massey, Tyler Popp, Jake Connor up front. We're going to stay high above because something's about to kick off here. We're going to have a heck of a battle down to the end of this one, down the back straightaway for the final time. Chris Wright, we're about to be side by side. Here comes that third lane. Matthew Weeks going up top. Contact Higgins into McCall. There goes Massey. Massey with Higgins behind him. Connor on the inside. Connor going to get pushed here by Dorr. Now, oh no, that's Crump. Now Higgins to the inside, getting pushed by Dorr. Who's going to get it as they come towards the line? Massey leads against Higgins and Dorr. Dorr to the high side. Here comes Dusty with a run. Dustin Dorr to the outside, coming to the line. It's Dusty. Dustin Dorr with the victory over Nick Massey and Jay Connor.
Everybody stays safe, and Trey Holmes has the big run. He gives it to Garrison Hogan, and Hogan just drafts into Burrell.
It's going to be a race back to the end. It's the white flag. It's a race back to the checkered. Gavin Hibbs is leading the field here. A big wreck behind.
Matthew Weeks is in it. That might be the end for Weeks.
Right around. Gavin Hibbs still leading it. Ethan Burrell right behind him. The 36 with him. Oh, Ethan Burrell the wheel wall. David Tucker involved.
Oh! Oh, Gavin Hibbs! But Fighty and Lytle have a chance. Holmes has some run.
It's all getting it's all the way to the line. No one else can get him. He's able to get it done in his first full season in the Elite Cup Series. Gavin Hibbs able to win it here at Talladega.
Okay, Jesse Racimus might be in based on a 5th place run. I'd hesitate to put it. Hey, I said Michael Goodman was going to finish 10th, didn't I?
That was the finishes for the week for the most part, other than the IndyCar. But the IndyCar was just a continuation of some really good racing, and that was awesome. There was a lot of really good racing. Tate Lytle coming in, ruining a great show once again in the Truck Series. That was awesome. And then we saw our man Dusty go out and win it in the Xfinity Series.
The Dragon.
And then the Dusty, the Dragon, the Dirty Dragon, able to get it done, and that was awesome. That was awesome to see. We got to see Robert Hill go about calling that one, and that was really, really awesome showcasing. And yes, Robert, sorry to interrupt. I can't wait to get into that part of the segment of the IndyCar because I'm still deciding on how much I'm going to go into that part. I might rant a little bit when we get to the Indy 500 part of the segment. Probably not to the chagrin of Chad Frankenfield, but yeah, nice haircut. Thank you. But yeah, no, I'm super excited, and people recognize the RC merch. I won't recognize him until he gets on the gauntlet. He still will not. He will not respond.
He's a busy guy, man. I don't know.
He's busy. I contacted him multiple times. He could at least say no, go away.
That's true. Yeah, he
I don't know.
Ghosting you.
He's pissed off. But I'm excited. We're gonna take a look at that Talladega race. And man, I gotta say that was probably one of the most exciting Talladega races with how hard you guys were able to go about racing, and we're gonna see that here in just a second.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Honestly, the whole time it was crazy. I mean, I was trying to hang out in the back and just survive, and I mean, there was never a dull moment.
Is that Ethan Stanley's real picture?
I don't know.
Ethan, let me know if that's your real picture.
Cool though.
That is, yeah, he looks like a cool dude.
Right.
Thanks, Robert. That's our first nudes in the bio. So we're finally moving up in the world. You know, I was wondering if the stream was ever going to get big enough to where the AI bots decided that they want to go about try to go about advertising for nudes and everything. That if we get big enough, I'm hoping we'll see more nudes in the bio. So does everyone else at home, I'm sure. But no, I'm excited. Are you ready? I think I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started with the Talladega race here and see exactly what ended up happened as far as all of the action to say was going on there. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All righty. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened there. We'll probably have to wait until the green flag comes out. Scott Crump got pole, and that actually was very important that he got pole. Very, 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 very important that Scott Crump got pole. Green flag went out, and already the outside line starting to move.
Oh, yeah.
Third, now second on lap 3.
And then lap 3, we're about to see some craziness. Chad coming from the back of the field,
I think he cheated.
being very aggressive, and then almost caused. Oh, horrible situation.
Oh, Fode's save, man. That was nuts.
Massive save.
Crazy.
By, yeah. I mean, let's take a look at that one more time. That was absolutely crazy. Look at Tyler Fode in the 40, that purple car. He checks up, and then, oh boy. Almost got into, I mean, David Tooker's race, or season almost ended right there.
Saved it about 3 times right there. That was some driving. That was impressive.
Commentators curse immediately. Yeah, well, that split up the field kind of a lot. And then they immediately went right back into being clunked back together. I put this little part in here just to kind of showcase like how hard the pushes were coming. And then how drivers were able to hook up together and take off. And it was a crazy race. I mean, look at all the cutting and diving that's happening.
It was nuts, man. It was the middle actually worked pretty good too, which made it even more crazy.
That is Ethan Stanley's picture. Well, that's good for you. Good for you. I love the hair. And this is when the first incident happened. Didn't cause a caution, which is starting to get to be a habit at the super speedways, and I'm starting to really think we need to start implementing that. Man, we got to do something about these wrecks that don't cause cautions and causes people to have to check up and lose the pack.
Oh, looks like the 84 just came down.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have a better picture here. 84 there started coming down. Wyatt Knadel right down in front of Schold, and then Leighton Norgard got smacked hard. Wyatt Knadel slams.
Oh, yeah.
Scared the hell out of Scott Crump's pit crew, I think. Oh, look who we got there. Gavin Hibbs is in here. Ethan isn't shirtless. Yes, you gotta stay. He's waiting until the end there, Gavin, to show you a shirtless side.
Watch Josh that. Adams. Shout out to him. He was on a mission, man. He was being aggressive, and he was up front a lot.
I want to showcase that a little bit more. Look at the 91 and the 1. This happened a lot. Tandem drafting was back for a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just kind of depended on how you set your run up. But if you got hooked up and really were pushing hard, you could pull away from the pack for about half a lap.
And then Dustin Dewar, Monday night's winner. Oh no.
Yeah.
But impressive. Watch what happens to Jeff Green. This was the first caution of the night, and Jeff Green got lucky, but it was very impressive as well. Watch this here with Jeff Green. Gets into the wall. Jeff Green checks up. Tyler Fody gets him, and then nobody hits him.
Oh man,
that never happens.
No, that was not.
I wish I was that lucky. Yeah,
he was totally fine after that.
Yeah, completely fine. And then, this was everyone comes down pit road. Johnny Thomas and Trey Holmes. Did you see this part?
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, boom! Trey Holmes maneuvers Johnny Thomas on pit road, and boy, Johnny Thomas was one of those guys trying to get in through the playoffs, and didn't need that.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it live. I just saw Trey Holmes stopped, and he was apologizing to Johnny. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, well, he got him good. Here, I think, this was just, I wanted to showcase some really impressive racing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting closer to the stage in. You're up there leading that bottom lane. You tell me exactly what's going on around there.
Yeah, I had the mindset of laying back, but I had got some good track position, had a teammate Dewar behind me. I just decided why not go try to get a bonus point leading a lap was my thinking, but it was sketchy up there, man. It was really scary.
It was sketchy. It was a little sketchy. I mean, the amount of blocking going on was unbelievable. But look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Just people just sliding around everywhere.
Yeah.
Was it just a product of the car just being really good at taking a push or something?
Yeah, it took a push good, and it's just, everyone's figuring out just how much you can do with this package at the plate tracks. I mean, you kind of have to go crazy like that if you want to stay up front.
Yeah. It was pretty fun to watch. It was pretty fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
This was our second caution of the night. Oh boy, couple hard hits there. I think that took out William White, and I think somebody else got completely wiped out from this race, from this wreck.
74.
Yeah, I know. Lee Norgard got smashed from that one. A checkup. Someone checked up in the front, and then it just kind of domino effect into Adams there.
Yeah, just one of those things. If Adams was clear high, he could have swerved up around it, but he had a car out there, so. Bummer. Oh, boy.
Then watch the 13. He's not done yet.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, yeah. We'll take another look at that here.
Yeah, that ain't
He just slammed the 74. Boom!
Oh, man.
Hit him so hard his bumper came off.
Right. The caution was definitely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the 74 was not pleased with that.
Yeah, Christopher. The issue here is that this is like the 13th, like 4th race in a row
Yeah.
where he's done like a questionable thing and it's kind of caused a wreck or caused someone to be taken out.
Oh, it's Stouffer's lasagna man.
Yeah, it got into the 74 there with a lot of speed.
Yeah, you got.
Well, here we come to the end of lap 70 or 47. Here's the stage point, and the David Tooker and Trey Holmes hooked up, and they took off. I mean, they hooked up at the right time. Outside lane could not get formed, and I mean, it was done at that point. David Tooker went all the way back to get that stage end.
Those guys are a good duo at the plate tracks for sure. Different teams, different manufacturers, but they get hooked up and they're fast.
So that right there worked out perfectly for them because then a wreck happened right across the line. Goody involved.
Goody.
Oh man.
Chad, no surprise there.
Yeah. 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 So Goody,
Oh, I saw this. I was right by this, I think.
You were right by it. Yeah, you're going to be in the shot here in just a second. You had a really good shot for this one. Yeah, I think Goody and Chad, I think Goody went up just a little bit. Chad tried making it 4 wide. Across the start-finish line.
I will put that on Goody, but
I do too. I put that on Goody, but why?
In his defense,
you just push.
in Goody's defense, just a little bit, he was trying to bail out. I was in the call with him. He should have just picked a line and held it, and he kind of panned.
I know Goody accepted fault for it too.
Yeah.
But man, why? Why? I'm trying to make it 4 wide, and then there you are. Hey,
Yep.
in that yellow car. You had a really good shot.
I had 0 damage. I hit Chad hard on my end, but I had no damage, so I'll take it.
And again,
he's fine. He's fine.
I think he'll be okay.
Back of the pack. That was true. I forgot to mention the Carol Richards memorial race and everything. We tried to make a point of it to try to be respectful, and she got a great race.
Oh yeah,
I will say,
it was a really good race.
A really good race, and her and I were having a great battle there in the corner, taking up the screen. She'd pop over me, I'd pop over her. It was great. It was just like what was going on the racetrack. Yep. But yeah, her and the podcast were battling for screen coverage there.
Oh, yeah.
And then here was the third caution. The 13 involved this time with Carlos Acosta. Carlos just came up. No, I don't think just came up. Dead last of the pack, and unfortunate for unfortunate for both of those. But that did cause a caution. I don't understand how that caused a caution when they're in the very back of the pack. No one's coming up on them. But
well, they're on the race surface, if that's what.
But they're last.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Usually, iRacing doesn't call those, but it did for that one. I think Austin's right. She would have loved that race. I love that race. That was a really fun race.
It was scary to be part of, but I could tell it was a good race.
You had a really good view for this one as well.
Oh yeah.
This was a massive wreck, biggest wreck on lap 5.
Yeah, I saw a lot of season enders. Oh.
Another do good car. This time a little bit of net code into Rucker.
Yeah, that one almost more looks like a kind of a racing deal to me. I might.
Yeah, that was a lot of net code between those two.
I think it was 2 guys kind of going for the same spot at the same time.
And there's a couple cars out of the race from this one. I think Dustin Dewar called it a night after that wreck.
Oh yeah, I know.
Broke his back.
Smoked.
Oh, Vandermeer got.
Oh, here we go.
And just so you know, the Marbles picked Vandermeer.
Oh, well.
Guess who finished dead last?
Yeah.
Vandermeer. Just like what happened at Daytona with Jeff Green. I mean, just so yeah, you don't want to. It's going back over. You don't want to win the Marbles race.
Sweet looking car too. Homer.
Yeah, unfortunate, but that's gonna give us a really good shot of everyone scattering. Felt bad I couldn't race for my full potential last night. You were okay, but
yeah, Weeks was.
I don't.
Weeks was. He was sick.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
He was probably nervous on that last lap when he got involved in the last wreck.
Oh yeah.
Right here. Ethan almost gets taken out by host that.
That's how you do it,
You did a good
boys.
job. You
see
just
that?
came to a stop.
You see
I don't
that,
know why
Chris?
that's so hard
how
for
you do it.
people.
All we ask. Yeah, Jeff Green decided
There
to
you
drop
go. This
down.
one didn't cause a caution, but this one could have been a big
Oh,
wreck. This
oh.
was under green.
Oh,
I'm not sure
74.
what 70. I don't know what he was doing.
brother.
Definitely got.
He was playing ping pong.
Yeah. Oh, did he save that?
The four did not, no.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
Right, he
say.
didn't go back up the racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see the 74 there. I think this is his third race in the Elite Series.
Yeah.
He's had a little rough
That
go
one's
there.
just that one's more of a lack of confidence. You end up 4 wide and you're not fully confident in it. You just make a mistake, slide up.
Zach, not everyone has middle pedals. Some people only have two.
It does, Zach. It does. Good job by Schold. Wow.
He did a really good job. I guess he did save it.
Yeah.
This was the next caution, lap 6, and this sets up a green-white checker. But this 13 involved
Oh.
again.
13 and 15.
15 involved again. Again.
Man.
Oh, Scott Crump says Michael Jordan didn't have an issue being sick.
Check up a little bit.
Had bump draft there.
Good.
Oh, stack up.
13.
Yep.
Five went around. 13.
Yeah, so 13
Oh.
gets 13 gets smoked.
Oh,
this one.
Seth almost made it.
Yeah, I think that black is.
Yeah, 13 absolutely he got demolished in this one. So, yeah, check up there between the 1 and the 2 not lining up just right.
Yeah.
But that's not what caused the wreck. It was that 5
Oh.
blinking out and then boop, came
Oh,
back
geez.
and spun him around.
Yeah.
And then here goes Chad
Really blame.
Frankenfield, Scott Crump. Scott Crump is so lucky. He is so lucky that he didn't go into that inside wall.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable that Chad lost it, but Scott Crump kept going, and he was in the middle. That's impressive. Watch again here. You'll see Scott Crump in that blue 90. How he didn't get hooked with Chad Frankenfield to go down there.
Oh wow. And I think him kind of hitting Chad at that last time helped him not snap to the right
Yeah.
too.
I mean, that would have been game over, I think. He
Oh,
would have
no.
he would have slammed it. We're gonna watch the last 2 laps. This is a natural green-white checker. They go green all the way to the end there. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do a replay of what happened here because you're up. You're up there trying to take the lead now.
I was pleading with Garrison to just push the back bumper off. It was looking good here. I knew I could not give up the outside. It was looking good. Tucker was giving a good push on the bottom there.
It took her betrayed you.
Yeah, that's fine. I came into this race just not wanting to wreck. I couldn't believe I was racing for the win at the end, so that was cool. But yeah, I just knew I wanted to control the top. I see those guys jumping up.
So you went down too early, I think, right there, because you allowed them to. I mean, they started stacking up on the top up there. Then they get all crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to
Or wide.
side draft, but I also wanted to make sure no one got to Hogan's outside. But yeah, here Tucker barely clears me, and
Absolutely
he jumps up, and I was just gonna push him right here. But if I had chopped down, I would have turned him. So kind of ended up side drafting.
You should have Brian Vickers it. You should have Brian Vickers it.
Here I'm getting slammed, and I try to go up, block, rip.
Oh man, Ethan.
Yeah.
Look, there's no one around him. That's how you do it. You didn't have to worry about nothing there.
Good job.
So Hibbs comes around, wins his first Cup Series race in his first season. And he almost came. I think he did. I don't think he ever hit the wall in this race. He's well known for hitting the wall so many times. All it took was for him to send someone else into the wall.
I'll say this. I messaged Gavin after. I was mad. It looked bad on my end. I know why he did what he did. I mean, if I get to his outside, he loses. So I still felt like it was a bad block, but I get it. We're square.
Yeah.
I went and spun him
hope
around
so.
after the checker on the cool down lap. And that made me feel better.
So this is what happened back there. This is almost what ruins Matthew Weeks' year. Essentially, after going and winning the regular season, being dominant, and then just being horrible in the last two races, came down to Talladega where he gets taken out on the last lap, and all I think about was that is the worst way to go. Dominant in the regular season, win the regular season, and then essentially he's out at that point right there. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out. But somehow the wrecks keep happening. Luckily for him, to where he gets back in, or Matthew Weeks would be a goner.
Yeah.
And then here's what happened on the back stretch between you and
more detail to this. So I was just gonna push Hibbs until the tri-oval probably, but he kind of went down a little bit. That almost kind of forced my hand to go to the outside. This hurt bad, by the way. I thought I cleared it, and then
I thought so too. And it's just Netco got it a little bit involved in that.
Came around so fast.
And of course, you let Tyler Fody go by.
Oh yeah. Did you get gavel in this wreck? Was it this wreck? Somebody went flying. I couldn't remember who it was.
Oh, I did not see someone go flying.
Okay. Might have been.
I did get the contact between Chad Frankenfield and Johnny Thomas there at the end.
Oh, good.
Oh, there he is.
Eden fans, he's locked.
He shoves Chad right into his there. Boom. Yeah. That ended Chad's championship hopes there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a goodbye. One last look before we go.
Yeah.
Just to turn the knife into you.
Oh yeah.
Let's take a look at that in slow motion and see exactly where all went wrong for you, Ethan. Where all went wrong in your grandmother's memorial race. So.
Right. Shout out to Garrison, man. He was doing a heck of a job pushing me here.
What would she say in this moment?
Oh, she probably would have been saying not good things about Hibbs. She would have been a lot more mad than me.
Was she one of those that liked it? Was she one of those grandmas that would fly swatter, or she throw something? What was she? Was she?
I think just bad
What
words.
kind of discipliner? Huh?
I think just bad words.
Oh, she was just a cursor, huh?
Oh yeah. She was Chad Frankenfield's biggest hater.
Oh man, I like her already. So yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, that was the finish there of the Talladega race. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the interesting stats, because there was a lot of people led.
Oh yeah.
In this race. Other notable notes: Ryan Gable only led one, finished back there in 33rd. Joshua Adams led the most laps. That was surprising. He was very, very aggressive.
Yeah.
Most amount of passes, Nick Massey, 123. That's a lot.
That's a lot of passing.
David Tooker was 6.4 in the average running position. That was really strong there. Where did you finish? You finished 17th.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
See, I
That's
thought
not
I
bad
finished
there.
a lot worse. I didn't realize how many people wrecked.
A lot of people wrecked. Matthew Weeks went from being essentially, I think he was running when he got into the wall around like 34th position. He did make up some spots to barely make it in. Got all the way back up into 26, and more important than that, a lot of his competition got involved in those wrecks there. Some of those to note that were involved: Jonathan Cutlip. Oh man, Jonathan Cutlip hit out of the championship. Ryan Gable out of the championship back there. Nick Indelicato very close to being out of the championship, within 7 points of being out of the championship. Finished back there in 27th. You had a feeling of all that. Kind of had a on Monday night, didn't you?
Monday night plus 27 coming in.
Plus 27 coming in and out.
I got beef with the Talladega cutoff race. Too much of a wild card.
I love it. I don't know.
I'm sure
I love it.
From your view.
It put on great racing. What are you talking about?
It did.
Chad Frankenfield finished 21st. He's out there. One to note: Jesse Racimus finished 5th. Here, this is going to showcase this a little bit better. We're going to take a look and see exactly how close some of those guys were out of the points, and then also give us kind of a little bit of a preview for Las Vegas in 2 weeks. That's the next Cup race 2 weeks from now. It's going to be Las Vegas. So back to a mile and a half, some semblance of control on a racetrack for the most part until you guys decide to race like dummies again and decide to wreck each other within the last 15 laps to make it unbearable to watch. But we'll take a look at the average finishes of everyone in that's still left in the chase at Las Vegas. There we go. So the very bottom was the cutoff at Talladega. Scott Crump made it in by 1 point. He led a lap, and he got 1 point for also getting the pole position. Guess what? If he didn't get the pole position, Jesse Racines finished 5th. That would have been the best finish in the round. Jesse Racines would be in the chase if Scott Crump did not win the pole, or if Jesse Racines was able to get one more position. Brian Gable, 4 points back. Johnny Thomas, 6 points back. Jonathan Cutlip, 9 points back. Ooh, I mean, if that's not an eye-opener when you go into Las Vegas, every single point counts. It is. You got to lead those laps. You got to get the bonus point for leading a lap, even if you've got to stay out a couple laps longer on tires to go about trying to get a lap led. You got to get some points because it's important.
Right. Shout out to Jesse too, man. That walk off.
He made a try.
Yeah, walk off win to make it, and he came up 1 point short of advancing to round 2.
And if this isn't like Matthew Weeks, you got out of jail free. It was kind of like those rounds that who would always do that in real life in the Cup Series, where they have one round that'll be like, oh boy, you may not make it in, and then they would get lucky and make it into the next round. Was that is that Denny Hamlin? I think that's Denny Hamlin that does that all the time. Like he has one really bad round, and it's like, boy, he may not make it in, and sometimes he doesn't. That was Matthew Weeks' round this time. Yeah, you got to get some form of what you did in the regular season, man. You got to get back on track.
Yeah, that
Truex. Thank you, Scott. That is very true. It was Truex that would do that all the time. This is the top 9 guys, I think, in the series right now. These are some heavy hitters. All 9 of these guys can easily go out and win the championship. Easily. I don't think there's an underdog out of those 9.
No, I honestly don't see one either.
I don't see one of those 9 not having, like, if they go into the championship round, them being a surprise they made the championship round.
Yeah.
Not. That's just how strong the contenders that have made it into the next round. But, if you're Matthew Weeks, you're back on top. You got 16 points above the cutoff line. You got to go. Gotta go. Yeah. Gotta get back to those top 5s that he was doing all the time.
Can't have another round like round 1.
No, because he was not great. Yeah. But average finishes at Vegas, some of those are shocking. I did not know that Scott Crump and Ethan Stanley were dog crap.
Stanley, what are we doing, brother?
He must have been involved in some wrecks or something. Nick Indelicato, Garrison Hogan. Really good finishes there. Yeah, you have a really good finish for as many starts as you have to have a 6.7. That's awesome. That's pretty strong.
That's always been one of my better tracks. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's very strong. You gotta. I think in this round, for you to make it in, 2 of your 3 races have to be a top 5 finish at least. Would you agree? If not, almost all 3 of the races.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I'd say top 5 in all 3 of them, probably.
I mean, Tate Lytle's almost in a must-win.
Yeah, and at least 2 of the races, one of the top 9's gonna win. I mean, it's probably all 3 of them. So you hope that one guy wins a couple, but if you can't win an in, you gotta be solid. You cannot finish outside the top 5 or 10, probably.
So when I made this for our picks, we're going to go into our picks next. I was looking at this and I was like, I haven't won this season. I'm picking somebody. I've gotten better. I've gotten better. I think the curse is broken. I'm gonna go with Garrison Hogan. That was my thoughts. He fit.
Yep.
He's second. There's place number 2 in his average finishes. I'm gonna go with Garrison Hogan. That was my thought process when we went into. Oh, before we do that, forgot. Let's go ahead and take a look at who we picked. I'm sorry. Okay, I picked Johnny Thomas at Talladega. I forgot. I'm skipping ahead. Johnny Thomas is who I picked. He did good. He did good.
Yeah.
He got a top 10 for me. See, the curse is broken, everybody. Don't worry about it if I pick you anymore. Tyler Fodu broke that curse for me. Goody is now on the crap level and the marbles.
Man.
Goody picked Jonathan Cutlip, killed the man. He's out.
Yep.
Jeff
John was
picked
doing
Matthew
great,
Weeks. Yeah, he was. He was up there for a lot of it. Matthew Weeks only got for Jeff Green's pick only got 14. Johnny Thomas picked Jeff Green. Only got 10 points. You can just not pick anybody and you probably win at this point. You picked David Tooker. You get the most points. I think you've beaten us at least 80% of the time with your picks. And you're picking last. Pisses me off so much. And then the marbles picked Justin Vandermeer, who finished dead last of the race.
Oh, Justin.
So the marbles are now the crappy one to say the least. Let's go ahead and take a look at the points, and then we'll go into who we picked for Las Vegas. My gosh, you've got a big lead.
That's looking a lot better now.
509. You're in the 500 range, so that's pretty impressive. You've got somewhere around a little over 60 point advantage.
Yeah.
Can you stop? Can you stop now?
I almost
You've got
wonder
a 66 point advantage.
If we compared my picking points to like Weeks' full season points, if I've outscored
No, you
him.
be ahead. I did the points. You be ahead. You've picked better than anybody has scored points in this season. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I've been around too long, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm bad at it, but I did pass Johnny Thomas. His cutlet pick at rocketed him or sank him to the bottom. The marbles are at 136. This is almost impressive.
Yeah, that's really
after
bad. 14
races that the marbles are that low. That's less than 10 points a race.
Yeah,
The marbles. That's should be mathematically or logistically almost impossible that the marbles could do something like that if it was a random pick. And they've picked the bottom 4th in points. Like they have to be finishing outside the top 30 in points.
Look at you
to get that.
After your slow start, man. You're
I know. I'm going. I'm only
might even be able to get
140 points behind you. I'm right there, man. I'm catching you. With 4 races left, I'm gonna have to outscore you a lot.
Yeah.
140 points in 4 races. I've got this. No,
Hey,
don't let up.
One more bad pick for Goodman. I mean, you could be close.
Can you start picking like Andrew Rucker or something? Something.
Hey,
for me.
I'm mad at you. You picked my guy for Vegas, man.
Well, we're gonna go into that. I picked him. I was thinking, what would Ethan Burrell do? That's my new slogan when I go into picking. What would Ethan Burrell do? And I went with Garrison Hogan because I was like, Ethan's just looking at the average finish, and that's who I went with, the best average finish, and that was Garrison Hogan. I was like, he was going to pick Garrison Hogan, I guarantee you. Plus, he won the last mile and a half race.
Oh yeah,
so pretty strong pick by me. I felt
like I was the only one really picking him most of the season.
I feel like this is my shot to get my first win so far. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for Garrison Hogan to go out there.
A good chance.
Goody went with the vanilla ice cream pick of Tyler Fody.
Yeah, that's a
Jeff
given.
Green. Jeff Green went with Rocky Road. Ethan Burrell.
Yeah.
Johnny Thomas went with David Tooker, which it's not working out for him. He's picked David Tooker a few times now.
Yeah.
And he's not. It's not working. The David Tooker pick is not working.
Tooker's quick at a mile and a half. But yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so. And then you picked Matthew Weeks.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you pick your buddy there?
That's mile and a half. Good on the tires. I wanted to pick Garrison for the same reasons, really, but
You're not scared with how awful his championship run has gone up to this point in the chase. No,
he's got it.
You don't think it's gonna continue? He's gonna get it?
He's been too good this season to, he's finally had a little playoff slump, but he'll be back this week.
He had a hiccup. I don't know. You better hope he doesn't regress.
Oh, he'll be there.
I mean, he is running the number 11 scheme. It's
right.
He's channeling that inner Denny Hamlin playoff run, where he's gonna have himself right out of the a chance to win it. But
I like your pick. I'm pulling for you this week, Gerald.
Oh, I really hope so. I really need it. I want at least one win in this season in the picks.
I think this is your best shot so far.
I hope so. Let's see. We've got a couple other segments left. Do you want to do before the break or after the gauntlet or before the gauntlet where we go over the Indy race? I'll leave that up to you. I'll let you make the decisions here.
Let's do it right now.
All right. Let's take a look at the Indy race. And I apologize if it's a little bit blotchy for some reason. My internet started screwing up when I put the recorder for this. But let's go ahead and take a look at that Indy 500, shall we? That was something else, and I've got so much to say in so little time. I didn't do the whole thing. I went with the craziness part of it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take a look at this. Ethan, where are you at? Where's Ethan Stanley?
P4.
Well, I see him on track, but I want to know where he's at in the chat. I want to know what his reasoning was for this move.
Oh, yeah.
But he has 32 laps to do a stint, so he is still
3 wide. Let's
boy.
make it 4.
And he's all alone at the start-finish line.
Oh, boy.
It's Indy. It's Indy. What are you doing?
Yellow flag. We have caution.
It's Indianapolis, the flat part of the track. What are you doing? Why are you making it 4 wide and you picked the outside?
He must not have known that there were 4 or something.
There's no way you didn't know there were 4.
Straight tables upright and you'll
Yeah, the higher line worked good, but not that high. Definitely
And
not that high.
I do want to state they had an unbelievable. We're gonna stop that while I say it, so that way Ethan Stanley can reflect on his actions. I want to say they had an unbelievable green flag run. Unbelievable. I mean, I went like 160 laps green flag, and Brody. Was it Brody?
Brophy, yeah.
Brophy. Sorry, I don't know these indie guys' terms. Just an amazing run. I mean, him and another guy were working their way up through the field, just doing perfect side drafts on each other, and they got out to a massive lead. And I know they didn't want to see a caution, but as soon as they did, it got crazy. Well, you guys can complain that I'm wrong here, but that's not wrong. I know it's netcode, but it's also in real life. There's no way they make that.
And he's down low, looking him down on a white line.
I've never felt so out of touch in a race in my life until running that race. The other night, it was crazy.
All 3 of these guys.
It's not an L take, Fody. You're just salty because you didn't finish either. Oh, I can't wait. Fody, for me to talk about you. Can't wait because you get into this as well here.
Yeah, Fody did mess up pretty good.
Yeah, he did. It's good to see you that Fody can make mistakes. There's a lot of craziness. Here we go. Lap 6 is when it starts going a little weird. And then, right here.
Oh boy.
We got one guy going up to the wall, and then he just decides to come back down. and then massive wreck behind. What? That car went flying.
We saw.
I snuck through there. It was terrifying.
Oh God, Sudik was in that. Was out.
Yeah, Gary, when's the last time you seen a car?
These things wreck really fast.
There's nowhere to go, is there?
No.
It's so fast. There's no reaction time.
Is the satellite racing entry.
But this is
bounces off, hits
right
Oh
here.
man, this was epic.
Boom.
Fody, and then Fody
He went
hits
flying.
There went me with the
And
blue
that
wheels.
is
I just looked up and
Sora
watched him fly.
going into a low
Yeah.
orbit. Speaking of astronauts at the brickyard.
Take your date to us.
Oh,
Head your back.
So yeah, this is the crazy part of it and everything. This is on board with it.
Through there at the end too.
boy.
I think this is going to set
Whoa.
up probably a 1 or 2.
So I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say
I
it.
don't like gimmick racing, so I hate green-white checkers. But we might
This guy
ourselves
that's about
a
to,
green-
this guy
we
talking
might
right
get
here.
ourselves a natural-
I didn't
Not
realize this was the
this one.
roller
This guy
coaster
talking right
racing
here.
network of the
I can't
Racing
stand him.
Network. Damn, man.
I can't. I'm gonna be up front if he wants to message me. I can't stand this guy.
The car that
I can't stand him. Absolutely can't stand him.
That could have
The Australian guy
worse than what
just
did.
cannot. I cannot stand him. I won't talk about any other broadcaster. But oh, here we go, Fody. We'll go back to this part before I go on to my rant. Fody, what
We
are
were
you doing,
teammates.
man?
We were
You
teammates
got
in
into
the
Johnny, the nicest guy. Why'd you do it?
Howard, yeah. And then he gets up
And then
walks
Johnny,
away
this
to
is
the
a rare
That was
Johnny
cool.
anger. That was pretty
cool.
cool. Johnny Thomas went for
You can guarantee that too, Gary.
he went
that
cartwheeling.
every driver should be able to walk away.
Oh yeah.
His best circus delay act there. He went tumbling.
Ooh, boys, we're gonna have ourselves.
Yeah,
And then we went green and white on 199
On board here.
97. So
Yeah.
we've had a while since we've had a 3-lap. I can't think of one off.
It wasn't Max Verstappen.
I think
right?
that
Please
the
don't tell
last
me
one.
Fody's
the last one
defense,
I could
I'm
think of
sure
maybe was the Hornets
he didn't
one.
Go
realize
ahead, try to defend for
There was
Fody,
more
please. I would
cars
like to
coming.
hear.
Although, you know
But
what?
that was still really bad.
One.
Yeah.
That was a late restart. And
I mean,
I'm just
it's
trying to think- I'm
IndyCar.
just
There's
trying to
no
think
like.
of what
Why even
happened.
drive it back? There's 5 laps to go. You just absolutely demolished the front end.
Lights are still.
Why even try to go back to the pit road? But here's the white flag. Let's go ahead and take a look at this because this is incredible.
That's it. No, we're going. We're still going.
That Malechka in the lead.
I think we had too
Okay,
many
we're gonna race
people
back to the line,
in the
folks. I thought
booth.
that would be the
I think
race.
that was
We're gonna do the
part of it.
Oh.
the dragging down the outside.
I'm gonna leave
Here
that on.
comes everyone else to the outside. Into 3 for the final time.
This was an awesome finish, though.
This was an awesome finish. Coming down to the end,
Down the front stretch.
and I didn't know at this point who was going to win it. It was incredible, all the way down to the line. It's going to be a photo finish at the end.
Malechka
That-
did not win.
If that was real life and that was the photo finish, I think they would call it like the best Indy 500 ever.
Yeah, that was epic.
I mean, we'll showcase it right here. How close it came. I mean, unbelievable. We're gonna leave that right there as I go into my rant now. I'll go back to this statement right there. You know, this guy came in, this Dean guy, and I'm gonna say it, and I know probably shouldn't say it because it should probably be left behind closed doors, but I could not stand this guy. This Aussie guy came into our chat and started telling us and sending us videos of other series that he broadcasts and saying how great his broadcasts are. And he was hyping it up how great he was. And I just sat there and I'm like, well, I'm not a part of the IndyCar guys. I'll let them deal with that. That bullcrap, because I wouldn't let someone talk to me that way. And he hyped it up so much. I'm going to tell you right now, he was meant to be a pit reporter. He was meant to be a pit reporter. And he was talking over legends, people that are incredibly good at their job in real life at announcing, and he was interrupting him and interrupting them. And needless to say, he doesn't have a job anymore with Elite. So that's one good thing. He's gone. Chad made sure of that. So I will say, Chad will sometimes, he'll bite the bullet and say, you know what? Yeah, this is horrible. That guy made comments in the race unbelievable. He would interrupt them to talk about a buffet. He would talk about the finish, how good it was. He wished he could finish on his girlfriend like that.
He said
And I'm
that.
like, what? Yes. And I'm like, what in the hell is this guy talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry if you like this Aussie guy, but no, absolutely not. He pissed me off so much, and I was so glad to see that that they got rid of him in the way that it did, and he'll never be back in the Elite Series, and I hope so. Because I think he took it a little bit personal that that we didn't enjoy his commentary. But he was meant to be a pit reporter. That's like Regan Smith interrupting Mike Joy to go, "Hey, we got a lot of viewers here." While Mike Joy is talking about a 3-wide finish for at the end. Shut the hell up! Shut up! I was yelling so much. My wife came into the room and she's like, "What are you yelling about?" And I'm watching it live and I'm just yelling at the TV, "Shut up. I can't hear the important people." So I'm sorry. That's my rant. We had a long discussion in the chat after the guy left and everything. And it was anonymous that the guy sucks and that he was the only thing not perfect about the Indy race. The racing was phenomenal. The action was phenomenal. The respect, for the most part, was phenomenal out there. The other announcers, phenomenal. Loved every bit of it. And I'm not much of an IndyCar guy. I'm the guy that usually, talks crap about it and everything. And I was enjoying the hell out of it if I could hear for 2 seconds without being told, "Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. The leaders are in pit road." I'm hearing a story and going, I'm entertained by actual people talking about incredible things in the Indy 500. That's great for the series to get, hey, leader just went down pit road. Sorry to interrupt you, my friend. Oh boy, it set back the Aussie community for generations after this for me. I don't want Marcus Ambrose in the sport anymore. Because it's gonna piss me off. Sorry. That was my rant. For a long time, up until exactly right now, I didn't know if I was going to talk about it because I'm sure Chad Frankfield's messaging me right now. Shut the hell up. I don't want anyone else to hear anything, but I just had to say that. I'm sorry. That was my 2 cents. I don't know if anyone else had that feeling, but that was my feelings. Sorry. But
I think rumblings around the drivers union align with what you're talking about here.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not the best announcer, and I'll say that I'm not the best announcer. I know that. I'm not saying I'm incredible. I'm not, but I'm also not broadcasting the Indy race because I know I'm not going to be able to do it justice. Those guys that they brought in were meant to do it justice. I'm not just saying. Like, even if they asked me, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do it because I just don't think I would be able to. In the Cup Series, I know every single driver. I can at least be able to make it somewhat entertaining. But this guy was talking about Max Verstappen. Who won the last Indy race? Was it Max Verstappen? Shut up. You're not funny. At least be funny if you're going to say stupid shit. I'm sorry. That's me. Sorry. Again, I'm gonna leave it there. We're gonna go to a commercial break while I go get me some something to drink. And when we get back, we're gonna showcase the gauntlet. It just so happens the gauntlet winner or gauntlet racer was Wednesday night's winner. We did it before the race, so you're gonna hear some commentary about, man, you really suck. And he goes out and wins. I'm motivation for some people, I guess. Sometimes that's all it takes. What could have been, Ethan, you would have probably won if I didn't do the gauntlet with Gavin Hibbs. That's right. To really knock it in that he's had a horrible season. He probably wouldn't have put you into the wall, maybe. Oh.
You got to start doing the gauntlet picks instead of the marbles.
Gauntlet picks to see what kind of times they're gonna do or something.
Oh, like whoever runs the gauntlet, that's the gauntlet's pick for the race,
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. We're gonna go ahead and we gotta go to a commercial break. We're gonna do our commercial break. When we get back, we're gonna take a look at the gauntlet and see how Gavin Hibbs was able to do, if he's gonna be able to put up a time that's comparable to David Tooker.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of BellyUp Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BellyUp, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com. Once again, BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of BellyUp Sports.
Us today to take on the gauntlet here at the Nürburgring. It's Gavin Hibbs, driver of the number 95 for Shift Esports in the Cup Series first full-time season in the Elite Series. So we'll have a first-time full-season guy here with us, taking on for his first time the gauntlet as well. If you're ready, Hibbs, we are as well. Get going on track.
All right.
Don't stall it. Almost sound like you stalled it there. That wouldn't be good.
Thought I did too.
I forgot to tell you this, but do not stop on curbs. Usually we can tell how people do for the first couple turns, and you might be a pro at this already. You've done a lot better than most already at this point, but we're going to go ahead and get on going with the questions here for you, Mr. Hibbs. You're doing your first season in Elite, but let's get you started where it began. What got you into iRacing, and what was some of the first experiences in iRacing on the racing side of things?
Yeah, for me it was watching YouTube videos and live streams from iRacing and their what was the Peak Series back then, back in 2015, 16, whatnot. So that was how I first heard of iRacing, and I've always wanted to, for years, to do it, but never really had the money for it at that time. But yeah, that's how I first heard of this service.
Well, what were some of the series that you got into when you first got in? Because you've been doing it for a little while now. How long have you been doing it for?
I've been doing this for 7 years now, actually. I was intrigued at first, got it my first shot at it in March of 17, and this was around the time that they just introduced the dirt racing. So did a little bit of dirt street stocks and wanted to get into that a lot more, but once I had the money to afford cars and tracks, NASCAR was the next thing I jumped into.
Going into that, you just started your first full-time season in the Cup Series here, and what got you interested into the Elite side? I've known you from other series and you know, with strictly stock racing and everything, but what got you not only started in Elite, but what brought you over to the Shift Esports guys as well?
What got me into Elite was I was actually looking for a very competitive IndyCar league to start off, because I raced as IndyCar
you're one
officials.
Of those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I mostly did officials, but I was like, you know, I've done a few league racing on the NASCAR side. How about dip my toes on the IndyCar league side? I'm pretty much just looking for a competitive league for that, and I got recommended it by a guy that most people have heard of, Zishan Dura. Shout out to him. Suggested Elite, and pretty much how I heard of Elite in the first place. The Shift guys, I met them in Erska last year. After the Erska races last season, we would just hang out with I would go over, hang out with those guys, and we shoot our you-know-whats for a couple hours and all that stuff, and then once that season ended, I got asked by Seth Rawls if I wanted to do another league racing for him and Shift. And
well, it's not been the easiest, has it? I mean, I'm going to give you some rundown of how your season's gone. It's not going great. You've qualified very well. Your average qualifying run has been 10.8, so that's not bad, but 20.8 finish, average finish, and 27th in points. The Indy side was a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah, it was. It was, I never really raced these next gens as much as I have before I came to Elite Cup. Just how more different you have to drive in this league, and how competitive it very much is on the Cup side. I've had solid runs throughout the races. Just kept making too many mental errors that ended up derailing my races. But looking back at the positives like Rockingham and Indianapolis, I just learned more from those races, and hopefully in year 2 or in season 2 we'll improve from our 27th points position.
I don't know where in IndyCar it taught you to run against the wall as much as you have. I don't think I've seen anybody hit the wall as many times and not stop hitting the wall. Like most people, when they hit the wall, they're like, oh man, I gotta stop doing that. I think in our broadcast, we watch you hit the wall probably at least 10 to 12 times in a race. So I don't know where in IndyCar they taught you to do that, or what makes you transfer it over there. But I'm thinking maybe next season, that's where maybe you might want to pick up learning a little bit less against the wall.
Yeah, it's got to start off with preserving the right front. Charlotte was
literally the right front in the wall. That's, I mean, not even the tire we're talking about. We're talking about the entire right front of the car. I thought when I brought you on, you'd be running against the wall the entire time, with how many times you've hit the wall in the elite races so far. But so far, I think David Tooker's probably going to be watching on and maybe a little bit scared of how his time's going to hold up if you keep up this pace.
Yeah. Yeah, like back to what I was saying, Charlotte was a good example of preserving the right front tire and, obviously keeping that right front fender on the car throughout the race. It's just me not adjusting to the way I would race in other next-gen leagues. Because
no, you're on a perfect run. Did you stall it? Are you stalled? Are you stalled, really? Oh, no.
We're good. But,
I thought maybe we didn't fill it up full of gas. Let's go on to the next question here for you.
All right.
You also have a paint team that you are a part of, the Hibbs Designs. How is that? First off, how does that go about getting you amped up for racing? And also, on top of that, at the end, what's your biggest pet peeve seeing other people's paint that you just absolutely hate whenever you look at something?
Yeah, it really came about last September, I would say. Talked to Seth and I asked him if he can cook up a logo for me, and because I started out making modified paint schemes for people back in 2020 during the pandemic. Then really just took a hiatus off that. I've been really the only paint schemes I would make was for me and my parent team over at Strictly Stock. But these last couple of months have been great. I've had to help Seth a little bit on the paint side, and then even get some people like Johnny Thomas. You'll see his car at the Indy 500 tomorrow. I made that design for Johnny, and it's been very, very fun, to say the least.
What's your biggest pet peeve on race cars, paint jobs that you hate to look at?
Typically when I see paint or some people make paints, I'd see one where like the number on like the doors are just either way too big, where they just go off the template, or like they're just positioned not in the direct centers. Like
so it's the number design and placement.
Yeah, pretty much, and just like the color scheme. Like you'll have two colors that go really well together, and then a third color that's just has no place on being there.
Well, you're new to Elite, but you've been here, I guess, long enough. There's been enough races that you should be able to answer this. I want you to place these 3 drivers, and there's 3, we'll say, classes that they have to go to. The first class is a driver's ed class. The second class is an anger management class, and the third class is PE, so that they can finally go outside to touch grass. I want you to name 3 drivers for each one of those classes.
Driver's ed, I'd say probably Rucker. I should not be saying.
No, you gotta be me.
Oh.
Come on, 2 other ones.
Yeah, anger management, maybe Crump, and then what was the third? I forgot what the third one was.
PE, because they never go outside.
Tyler Fody.
Tyler Fody. All right, Tyler Fody, go outside and touch grass, huh? All right, 2 more questions here because you did it so fast that it was a very fast time you did it out there. This one here, because everyone wants to know, do you prefer to be the little spoon or the big spoon?
Big spoon, obviously.
Oh, you're a big spoon type of guy? All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next question I had, as far as, would you rather race a car that took forever to slow down, or could never shift out of top gear at a road course?
Takes a little too long to brake, I would say.
All right. There you go. You finished up the gauntlet, and other than that stall job you did, you left a little bit of time on there for someone to come in and try to swipe up the fast time if you haven't already taken it now. But I think you have a good shot at getting the top of the time here. We'll find out in a bit. But we want to go ahead and let you do your thank yous and shout outs to your team, to whoever got you into the racing side of things, or even to the design. Maybe you want to do a shout out for people looking for a paint job that want to get a paint job done. This is your time to do your thank yous and shout outs.
Yeah, shout out to Shift Esports and Seth Rellis for bringing me on. Obviously, my paint design, Hibbs Designs. Hit me up on Twitter at GavinHibbs1 or Hibbs Designs on Twitter if you want an iRacing scheme made. My parent team, Strictly Stock Motorsports, Jesse, Joe, Cato, and all those guys. Too many guys to count or to name because there's so many guys out there now. But can't thank those guys enough. They've been a real good group to me. And also shout out Joe Francis's company, Numbers by Joe. If you want your iRacing number or logo come to life, and you want to hang up either in your sim room or in your office, go hit up Joe at JoeF24ever.
There you go. Congratulations for getting around here. And just FYI, 4 drivers have been banned this season that have 4 people. Not all drivers have been banned this season after doing the gauntlet. So just make sure you're not one of those. We've got somewhat of a track record of 12 drivers that have done the gauntlet, and 4 of them have been banned from Elite at some point. So good luck out there.
Oh yeah, I've calmed down after the 3 weeks that I've had of just going on a tear.
There you go. Stay off the wall. There's Gavin Hibbs. Let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of time he was able to put up. That was Gavin Hibbs there. That was a real fast time.
He was quick.
I'll be honest with you. That was quick. That was really quick.
We almost needed to turn the lights off on him.
I told him that after he got off there. I said, if I would have known you were going to be that fast, I would have made you race at night. I'll be honest with you. I would have put you at night.
He put a tear on the racetrack. He made it look easy. Other than that little stall job he did in the middle part of it, that was impressive. I honestly think that's what got him hyped to go to Daytona, because that was a couple hours before the Daytona race.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see what kind of lap time he was able to do on the gauntlet there. Boom, right at the very top there. No surprise for that time by a lot. Yeah. He went into the 9-minute range. I did not know people would get down to the 9-minute range on 139 turn racetrack. I'll be honest with you. That was
that's stout.
Yeah, that was fast. Yeah, that definitely stepped it up there. David Tooker dropped down. It's funny, we went from Zach Evans, the slowest guy, to the fastest guy, Gavin Hibbs. That makes if anyone wants to go back and watch a really slow time, if you compare the two next to each other, Zach Evans is probably still on track if he would have been able to do it, because he still probably wouldn't have finished by now. But but yeah, Gavin Hibbs, an amazing time there, able to get into the 9-minute range. So yikes, that's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
And maybe if I don't know, RC Anderson decides to answer a message and decide to do the gauntlet, is he afraid that I'm going to ask something that's going to cause an issue?
I don't know, man.
I'm not going to lie. I had some questions lined up for him that are probably not, are a little spicy, but he won't answer it. Or I'm just sitting on these questions here that I can't ask him. So, but yeah, that was the lap time there, Gavin Hibbs. That's now 14 drivers that have been able to do a lap there. Looks like he needs to touch grass after that. Scott, yeah, maybe so. But then again, Tyler Fode is Tyler Fode. He could always use a little bit of grass touching. You could have done a little bit better, shouldn't you, Scott? All the way back down there in 12th, dropping like a stone.
Weeks touches plenty of grass, but he's only in 11th.
He remember, I don't know if you remember, he got stuck on the guardrail there, or the bumps, and couldn't get off of it for the longest time. He was on a good run.
I wonder if Mark's still answering you or talking after his run.
Oh, Mark. Well, let's. What's funny here is, we've got 4 drivers. No, yeah, 4 drivers on here that are banned. This is supposed to be the gauntlet for the BellyUp Cup Series, and 4 people aren't back in it.
The gauntlet's looking like more of a cult or something.
4 drivers aren't allowed back into the series after doing the gauntlet.
Maybe that's why RC won't hit you back.
Yeah, he's like, there's a good shot I won't be back in elite I'll say something wrong. Yeah, Mark Murphy, Chris Wright, Vincent Isabella, who else was it?
Harrison.
Harrison. Yeah. 4 drivers that aren't allowed back in. So yeah, I pick them good, man.
I was gonna say that
people.
That's entertaining. You, yeah, because
I just pick entertaining people.
As a media guy, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, it is supposed to be this. People that drive in the series, not so much anymore. There are footnotes at this point, but Chris Wright will be back.
Oh yeah.
Who knows if Harrison will be? Depends on what he does next.
Yeah.
Harrison's a case-by-case study.
He's probably still trying to formulate a sentence.
Man, it was his and Mark Murphy's were very difficult for me to have to do.
Yeah.
And they just went on for a long time. And their lap times were not bad, but it just was something else. But yeah, that was a gauntlet. Already 14 drivers. I believe our next driver on there is going to be a Leighton Norgard. I got to get some questions lined up for him and everything. Someone asked to free Harry. No, I think the rule is no. In that
I like having a Leighton on here. You got to see what you can pry out of him, because he's pretty quiet around the garages in Elite. So
I got a couple questions. If you've got questions, send them my way. That if you know If you know something that's going to stump him, maybe make him make a mistake on the racetrack and everything, send it my way for
Yeah,
sure.
he's a good dude. He's pretty quiet.
Yeah, he's pretty nice.
Yeah,
he's a pretty nice guy. It doesn't always necessarily make for the best entertaining interview. I like to push buttons, but
yeah,
I wish him taking you out on your grandmother's memorial race. As much as that sounds bad, happened before I interviewed him.
Oh, that would have been such.
I would have had some really good questions. It just so happened to be after. And I'm sorry, but I.
No, you're good. I made the same joke after the race, so don't feel bad.
What was your joke?
That's what I said in the chat. I was like, "Wow, take me out on the memorial race." Trying to make him feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have worked. Yeah, but I mean, I felt bad, but not for that long. But but now that's really good. All right, our next segment, of course, is going to be we're going to take a look at the marbles race. It is confirmed. It is unlucky,
Please,
statistically
don't
unlucky.
Don't
yeah,
pick me.
I mean, it's statistically unlucky for it to have only 139 points after 14 races after picking somebody. The average finish is in the 30s if you get picked by it. So yeah, it's not good. It's
even
it's
a random draw.
bad.
It's even a random draw. It's hard.
Random draw would have been
bad.
Yeah, a random draw would have been probably a lot better. I'll be honest with you, a lot better. But let's go ahead and take a look at the marbles race, and then we had a few things we wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah, are our outlaws still in the marbles race?
Yes, because I accidentally forgot to still take them out, and Chris Wright is, I believe, still in there.
All right.
Let's take a look. There we go. We're back here at this weird track that looks like a boomerang.
Looks like
out front. No, it's not. It's it's a boomerang.
Yeah.
It'd be a weird Martinsville.
Yeah. Nick Massey.
Let's go, Scott Crump. Get up there.
Chris Wright P2 going for the lead.
Hey, look at Chris Wright, the guy that, yeah. Well, the marbles would get 0 for that one if they hit Chris Wright.
Where's Casey Hatch? He's been dominating these marbles races.
Casey Hatch has won a few of them, and it's such a weird one to. I mean, that's just a weird person to pick all the time. It keeps going for him. If you win, you get to race. That didn't work for Harry.
Yeah, we tried that.
We tried that with Harry. Harry won by 0.001, and it didn't work. Hey, look at Goody.
Look at Goody.
That's absolutely for par for the marbles. That 30th average finish is going to continue very well. If Goody's able to get it, I think.
Oh no, Goody! Get out of there,
Goody! Right there.
You don't want that evil on you.
Hey, Nick Massey's making a run at it.
Yep.
Chris Wright's still up there. Jordan Owens, Ethan Stanley. There you go, Ethan. That's what you need. Get up there, Ethan Stanley. Look at you up to third. Look at that.
Stanley could break the curse, maybe.
It's 5 laps. So they're on lap number 2. That's what that little yellow tube means. Here they come to the straightaway here to complete lap 2. Going to be on their 3rd lap. Goody's out there pretty good.
Goody led.
Look at Goody go.
The whole lap.
Yeah, that's strong. That's really strong. Get out there, Goody. Oh, wow. He's pulling away, actually.
He's ripping on it, man.
Yeah, he's absolutely pulling away.
Do good horsepower, baby.
It's spreading out just a little bit. The back of the pack is really far back there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I see your name.
Harry's back there.
Josh
Clark's dead last.
Probably for the best. Goody's still out front. He's leading the most laps for sure.
Look at Trey Slider.
Oh, Trey's coming out of nowhere. Look at Trey home. Oh, Johnny Thomas up there. Andrew Rucker.
Oh, Rucker. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Watch out, boys. You're about to get wiped out.
Yeah, about to get some Sunny D on track. I love it so much that he runs the Sunny D car just because it leads to so many jokes.
It's perfect.
There we go at the lap 4 or lap 3. Goody's still leading. Trey Holmes dropping like a rock. Yeah, he dropped like a rock. He's coming back now, actually. Maybe he was just breaking early for the turn. Oh, Andrew Rucker out front now.
Oh boy.
Andrew Rucker out front leading this. Again, you don't want to win this. Statistically,
Oh man, look how
it's
close they are.
bad if you win this. Trey Holmes, Johnny
Trey's gonna
Thomas,
send it.
Andrew Rucker, Goody's out front now still. Brian Gable's starting to come up there.
Gable sent a slider in there.
Yeah, Robert Hill's in the top 10 now.
Trey hit the brakes again. I think he has some control.
I think, yeah, Trey Holmes is like, I think he knows. He wants his name to be there, but he does not want to be a part of it. Johnny, look at him
the
go.
white flag.
White flag, Johnny Thomas, big lead. That might be it. That might be all she wrote. Johnny Thomas is way out.
Oh, Rucker's got a good run here.
Andrew Rucker's trying to make a run at it. Goody's falling back a little bit. It's a 4-horse race right now.
Yeah, Goody knew what was good for him here, not winning this thing.
Johnny had a bad turn right there.
Yep.
Real bad turn.
Oh,
here comes Jordan Owens.
Oh boy, 3 wide.
We haven't talked about him. Look at that. Jordan Owens takes it. Andrew Rucker.
Goody.
Then take a shorter line. Oh, here comes Goody.
Oh,
he slammed him.
He put him in the wall.
Him. He killed Rucker there. Oh man. Last turn is Goody going to have a run. He's going to have a little bit of a run, and Jordan Owens up front.
That's it.
Oh, that's all she wrote. It's going to be Jordan Owens there.
Oh,
gonna
man.
finish horribly at Las Vegas.
Man, that was cool. Goody's marble just fenced.
Oh
Rucker.
man, Goody absolutely slammed Andrew Rucker there.
I'm sure Goody approves.
Oh man, I really hope that's real. I'll be honest with you. That happens in 2 weeks from now on Las Vegas. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh man.
That's gonna be awesome. All righty. That was the marbles race. So now you know who's gonna have a horrible finish at the marbles race there. So
I got faith in you, Jordan. I got faith in you.
Yeah, there you go, Jordan. You know what? Put it behind you. Go out and show that it's not all that it cracks up to be. You can go out and get some points. I'm sure you could. Well, that's the end of the show here. Just wanted to, at the very end, I made some announcements on the Twitter page for the BellyUp Gaming. Wanted to be able to go ahead and make the remarks onto here for anybody that's listening, maybe didn't get the memo, what was going on in my personal life and everything. As far as that goes, I don't like to make too much of a stink about it, but it does kind of change the aspect of this show in the future for next season. My wife and I are having our second child, so I'm super excited about that personally. Really awesome. Excited for my wife and I to be able to go for our second child here, and really, really excited. Gonna lose my room here. My room is gone. So everything that you see here is going to go up into storage, I'm sure, for too long, and that's not fun. But that's life. You make sacrifices, right? So that happens. Sacrifices will have to be made for myself. It's limiting my ability to be able to broadcast in the Cup Series, which is truly sad, because I do enjoy broadcasting the Cup Series and being able to talk about all the people on here. I'd like to shit talk them a lot and talk about how bad of a driver they are, but honestly, it's because I like the series. I like all the guys in it, and I don't think I could do it for any series that I enjoy and the drivers that I enjoy as much as I like this series. So that affects that. It also affects the podcast here. As far as that goes, I will not be able to do as many podcasts unless if I can find someone that wants to take it over. That being said, this is a lot of work. This is a hell of a lot of work. Probably not going to find someone willing to want to put this much time and effort into it. And that's completely understandable. If it ends up not being taken, I'm going to do my damnedest to make one-offs to where it's something special. And, it's just one of those things that I'm going to try to make it somewhat special. If we do have one-offs and I do end up keeping it, I would offer it to anybody if they want to, as long as they're going to do a good job. I'm not going to tell what has to be shown or not shown, obviously. If you want Ethan Burrell on your podcast, if you take it over, you're more than welcome to have Ethan Burrell on your podcast if he agrees to it. If you don't, you don't. Ethan, I'm sure, is not going to care. This is meant for the league, and meant for the drivers, and that's what I went into it as, and for it to be enjoyable, as much as I enjoyed being able to do it. So it is regrettable, but like I said, it's not over by any means. Either someone takes it over and is able to do it, fantastic. If not, then every so often when we have something, we're going to make those truly incredible. As much effort as we put in for every single race week, which is, trust me, very difficult. And if you do want to take it over and you do want people like Goody and Jeff Green and Ethan Burrell, good luck, because mother effer, they are hard to get your picks from. It is impossible, because I can't get the picks until after the cup race has ended, so I know who picks first, and I will message them all the way up until 5 o'clock. Hey, it's your turn to pick. Who are you picking? And you'll have Ethan Burrell. Well, give me a second. I need to go about trying to make this milk itself until I pick the driver that's gonna win anyhow. So yeah, there you go. If you want them, you can have them. That's my feeling. That's my only frustrating part for me. But yeah, no, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, for making this special, not only for myself, but for all the people that are a part of it. We got 43 live viewers. It's extremely successful, I think, in its first full season. Yeah. When Jeff Green's on, tremendously successful, because Jeff Green's a big name driver, but Ethan Burrell ain't shit. No, I'm sorry. And we've got 43 people watching. So, really awesome podcast, and a great way for anybody that is interested to get into it. And I would be more than happy to help whoever wants to do to it. So again, if not, we'll get the ball rolling. We'll have some more fun with it. Maybe it'll just be a 24-hour marbles race stream. No, it won't be, but still, something for it and everything. So again, thank you everybody for being a part of it. And it's fun to go back and watch the very first one, because I've been on a big weight loss, and I'm down 50 pounds since then. Wow. And yeah, it's a big difference between now and then. I've lost 50 pounds within that 3.5 months. And it's funny to go back, and my son's beating on the door. I'm hoping it holds up until the end of the podcast. It's almost there. He's beating that door down. But yeah, it's been a lot growth for all of us. Ethan's been on a lot of them. Goody, Jeff Green, Johnny Thomas, even that one off with Scott Crump. That was a weird one. No, sorry. But yeah, it's been fun, guys. If not, we'll keep having fun. But thank you again for making this special for me and for everybody. We will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to keep this ball rolling for the rest of the regular season here, or for the championship season. It's not going to change. We're going to keep going strong, have more gauntlet racers, and we'll have some more fun before it's all said and done. So, any final words, Ethan?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, we really appreciate all your dedication to it, because as a driver and a longtime member of the league, it's been so fun to have something like this. It's always kind of been an idea to do something like this, and you really made it happen. So we appreciate it, man. I understand how much work you've put into it. So it's awesome.
I'm fighting tears, man. I'm fighting tears, because it's strange how emotional I get after doing it for so long. I've been broadcasting for 3 or 4 years now for Elite and everything, and I've watched a lot of you guys race. I've been racing a lot of you, but I hate you guys when I race.
Yeah,
so I'll block
the way it goes, man.
Crap out of you guys. But for the broadcasting side of it, it's like kind of like a TV drama that I've watched, and I've you get those people that you root for, and those one-off wins are so fantastic, and then you see Chad Frankenfield racing up there, taking people out, and you're like, it's the Lannister guy. Someone poisoned him. But and then the other ones, they're really great. And then the fighting and everything. It's so much fun. It's a lot of fun
when you sit back and watch it, because then you get to enjoy all the drama. But when you're a part of it, it sucks. but it's a lot of fun. Again, I got to get going here because my son's gonna. I'm gonna need to replace the door soon. But again, thank you everyone for being a part of this show, for tuning in live with us. Again, we'll be back 2 weeks after the Las Vegas race. There's no race next week, so there's no podcast next week. But in 2 weeks from now, there will be a podcast after the Las Vegas race. Hopefully, Ethan Burrell is able to go out there, cause some drama. Scott Crump's out there turning Chad Frankenfield around. Give me some more things to talk about. So good luck to everybody in the Las Vegas race. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, you enjoyed tonight's show. And of course, always stay tuned to the Belly Up Gaming Twitter page where we will be posting more stuff, maybe more interactions there as well. So again, thank you, everyone. Have yourself a wonderful night. And of course, where's the end stream there? Of course, stay happy.